Oh, hello there, and welcome to the show, Wicked's Rock and Roll Circus Show. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. We're celebrating the release of our single, Sunburn. The music video, the single. You'll laugh, you'll cry. It's gonna be a hell of a time. So, grab your favorite drink, sit back and enjoy the show.
What? Come on, man.
Hey, listen up. Do you know what day it is? It's the day of Wicked's single release, Sunburn. Hey, do you like rock and roll? Do you like America? Well, you should go watch Wicked's Rock and Roll Circus Show. It's awesome, and it's all American.
You just entered
The Spin!
Whoa! Today on The Spin, we've got a great show for you. We're super excited. We are celebrating the release of Wicked's single Sunburn. No, we are so excited. We love sitting down on The Spin and talking about records.
Yes.
We love records.
We love records.
We have
a lot of records.
Vinyl.
Spin them every day.
We like vinyl compressed and pressed into a beautiful little package that gives you just that hum that you're looking for when you're having a good old time. Party time, baby.
Yes, sir.
Today we want to talk influences. What influenced you?
Yeah.
What was your influence when
Hey.
we wrote Sunburn?
Oh boy, where's the album here? This legendary Sum 41 album got
That's
me
pretty hardcore.
Yeah, the
dude.
drums on this
Yeah.
record are freaking sick.
Wow, you found that pretty quick.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, dude.
You knew right where it was.
Yeah, I was thinking of, this is like a new chapter for us, so, we never really played anything like this before, so, just a faster, harder kind of stuff.
I mean, it's kind of like Kiss, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, I listened to this album a lot when we were doing the pre-production for this album, so.
And a lot when we're on the road, too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's for me.
That's one of those ones that just spins in now we don't have vinyl in the van, but we do let it spin.
That'd be a cool thing, though. Having like a vinyl player and stuff.
Every time you hit it,
Have to have like a major suspension on the
Sum
van.
41 does spin though in the van when we're on the road. It keeps that intensity, that heartbeat for gutter to just drive the van.
Yes,
sir.
it does. Keeps them up at night.
What about you, Chad? What's going on?
Well, no, let me jump
Hold
in
on
here.
a second here.
I want to say, one thing a little bit going back to the tried and true.
Oh.
Because everybody's like, oh, what are these guys selling out? So, anyways, yeah, tell me I sold out. Go ahead. Then Lizzie, it's always in our bloodline of what we're writing. But one of my favorites, I know Scotty shares this passion with me, The Black Rose.
That's my favorite album by them.
A rock legend. This is jam-packed with, it's just, hold my drink, please. It's just ridiculous. This thing is jam-packed. You've got the whole team on here, but you know what?
You got Gary Moore. Yeah.
That's
Gary
crazy,
Moore on
Moore
guitar. You can't beat it. But when we were listening, we're always listening to The Black Rose. It's always spinning in the house. And one thing that really kind of shined through when we were writing Sunburn, at least for me, was Toughest Street in Town. It's just got that punchy, da, you know what I mean? Like, it just, da-da, it's just like, yeah, it's da-da.
How does it go?
But no, the Toughest Street in Town.
Look how cool Phil looks on this, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Show the camera.
Little third eye, little Illuminati there.
One of the best lineups.
What a D-Bish.
Toughest Street in Town, written by Phil Lynott, Scotty Gorham, Gary Moore. It just cuts in a very similar way to
And it really stands out on the album, too.
Notice how I forgot about Brian, the drummer. He didn't
And he's like Ben Sal's band.
Sorry,
Oh,
Brian.
yeah, the whole
I love you, but you got no writing credits.
He's the writing credits. I forgot about that.
This is a pretty cool album. It's a later Thin Lizzy album, but
And they definitely kind of like went to a different territory, which is what we did with this single.
yeah. So I think that's kind of cool. It's cool to kind of look back. And actually, the other day I was talking with Chad about like, shit. I wonder, is there any Thin Lizzy influence in that? And that actually kind of popped out of nowhere. It's like, yeah. Well, there really always is.
Indirectly, we're always listening to it, so it's just like,
it's like
we sit down to write
in
something.
your brain, but like, we went back, we reverse engineered, and we were like, yeah, Toughest Street in Town definitely went to this song. It's too funny. It really is. You know what I mean? So anyhow,
Yep.
Da-da.
thank you.
Let's talk about like how the song came about in the first place,
Sure.
though, right?
Let's do it.
I guess we can.
There's a little mixture of two things. I'd say probably one of my favorite, too.
The Knack.
And everybody knows the one song by The Knack.
They don't know it's by The Knack.
The one song
I thought it was by the
everybody
Kinks.
knows.
I thought it was by the Kinks.
You
Nope.
would think that,
The
huh?
Knack. My Sharona. This album, this is always spinning in our house too. It's got a very like Cheap Trick vibe, but also they have some like
They
really
got
cool power pop like.
sweet
You know-
influences on there.
No,
Everything. Cheech
Cheech and Chong did not write that song. It was actually The Knack.
But a very big power pop tune, My Sharona, kind of influenced the first riff in in Sunburn, having that very punchy, very poppy, fast, like almost punk style riff. Came home one day from work, had it just like playing in my head. Started playing on guitar. Danny got home, and I just started like showing him the idea, and from that, like, bam, the lyrics just started like rolling and rolling and rolling.
$5, baby.
So
what else, baby?
I would say something that must be mentioned is this was a big turning point for the band. This song marked when we started changing how we wrote songs and the way that we just let the influences we truly always liked listening to show through. And Third Eye Blind Blue had a big influence on this song. And mostly on the guitar end of things.
What is it?
Oh, yeah.
25th anniversary.
25th
right?
anniversary, like
Yeah.
2 days ago,
Yeah, very recently.
Very
So
apropos.
Third Eye Blind Blue, you can listen to anything on this album and it would tell you.
But you don't know unless you know. Because
Well, right.
there were so many songs that were written for this album that weren't released. Like,
That just had like
just
Like raw
like,
demos.
and I love going back to like somebody's like raw demos or like their early music and like getting influenced by like these great ideas that never had like the ability to like be birthed or see the light of day.
It's something like that.
But yeah, so Chad was working. He stepped on me a little bit, but what I was saying was, Chad was working on a riff, and
You smell good.
It was slightly influenced
You smell really good today.
by one of those demos.
What are you
that
wearing?
Were, I always smell good, dude. I look good. I smell good.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, long story short, a lot of the guitar work done on this album influenced the single Sunburn.
And there you have it.
He's crunching ice.
Come back next time. We'll be spinning vinyl. You'll be spinning your top on The Spin!
Open up! Hey! Open up! What are you doing?
Don't want to get a sunburn. It's finally out, baby. Sunburn.
Sunburn. Super excited for this single. It's pretty crazy. I mean, people probably are thinking like, they're bringing out the big guns. We are. But there's more to come.
Sunburn was a really fun song to write. Huge turning point in the band's history. To be honest, like we've been like really sticking to our roots of like writing songs the way that we were for such a long time.
Sunburn is just like, it set the tone, it set the path for this album, because it was on a very different path at first, and I'm just like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to us. Really, like we were doing one thing. We were recording a bunch of songs and, you know, redoing some old tunes and, you know, kind of coming up with like this like next step of what we were doing already. And I just think like we couldn't be more fortunate that something got into our creative process, and the creative in us really like brought out this new evolution of what our music was going to start doing for people.
So Sunburn. I'd have to say off the album, this might be my favorite because of what it meant to the whole process of the album. It really was like the big turning point where we started writing songs more true to our heart.
We listened to a lot of like power pop rock, like The Knack, Cheap Trick, Bandit, Third Eye Blind, and just getting a lot of influences of like different punchy types of riffs. And one day, like I was coming home from work and just had this like idea in my mind. I just kept playing and playing. I was like, I gotta get back and I gotta figure this out. Sat down with the guitar, started working out the riff, and I was like, whoa, we've got something here. Danny got back and I was like, we need to write this song. I've got an idea.
I remember it all had to do with like Chad had this riff. We were sitting on the front porch, like it was like a spring summer night, something like that. Maybe the story's different, I don't know, but to me that's what it was. And you know, he had this thing, and you could see like people walking by up and down the streets were really like, they were really intrigued by what was happening, and it was like weird. It's just we got this acoustic guitar.
It was like one of those hot summer nights, sitting on the front porch, you know, people walking by and just like, hey, that's awesome.
There's a big punk aspect to this song that you might not know about because of the fact that it was going against everything that we had done before. We decided to do things the way we thought they should be done. And, you know, for the long time, people thought we had to be something like this, something like that. And we decided we were going to do exactly what we want to do. And that makes the song a very important one to me. Now in the writing process of it, I'm sure a certain someone has claimed that they came up with the lead part themselves.
I love the part of Sunburn where I contributed to the lead guitar. And I just did it, you know, kind of like our, you know, like we used to try to like talk to the drummer and say, do the boom ba boom, you know. I said, wah 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 now. Play something like that. Wah 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 now. So I just want to say I get lead guitar credit for this song. Cheers on that one.
But let me tell you how the story really went. So Chad came, he already had the riff, they were working on it out on the porch, and I think I came home from work or something, whatever it was, and I started working on a lead part because Chad was showing me the rhythm. I'm like, okay, cool, this is awesome. And I started working off some double stops and things like that, and I was kind of stuck on the chorus. I was looking for a hook. I had a couple of things I was working on, and Danny the whole time was like, he was being Danny, and he just was being loud and obnoxious to say, no, what if you did this? What if you did this? And started making noises with his mouth, and he was so annoying. He just kept going, wah, 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 now. And I'm like, okay, you want me to effing play that? Let me do that. And I just did in a unison bends, wah, 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 now. And I'm like, this sucks. That was great. And that became the riff for that became the lead hook for the chorus in Sunburn.
Well, as you can probably see, this is the type of shit that I deal with all the time as a drummer. Who gives a shit about how the guitar parts are written? Okay, I don't care who took what part or whatever, dude. As a lead drummer, I'm the man, right? I have all the power. Recording that song was awesome for me because it was like an evolution of the band, and you know, I listened to a lot of heavier stuff compared to these guys, and I tried to get that influence into Sunburn specifically, and it ended up working out perfect. You know, there's some slight double bass stuff in there that's hidden in there that nobody knows about, but only drummers know about. So keep your ears out for that. You don't hear Scott playing some sick solo. His solo suck anyway. So, but the bass isn't that good, and you know, the guitar parts are they're all right, but the drums are sick.
But anyhow, Sunburn is just like, we had a blast. Sunburn like had all the elements that you wanted. You really wanted out of a song like that, a single, a self-titled track from the album Sunburn, right? We did a cross-country trip to California to record music videos, and I'll tell you what, that was an experience. One of the coolest videos were, like, you know, on our trip, you'll hear the story of how we went cross-country for this album to like really like live it out and like get some killer music videos in the process. I guarantee you Gunnar probably says that he drove most of the way. Go ahead.
Recording that music video, going out to California was awesome. It was a great experience. I was very sick that whole time, and Chad, I'm sure he took all the credit for taking the driving out there. He definitely did. He was a trooper for that.
38 hours, we made it there, taking shifts, and showed up to Huntington Beach, slept on the beach, and just like worked for like a week straight shooting music videos. Had the best time of our lives. That was awesome.
But this one was in the desert, Joshua Tree, like just something, you know, for the storybooks. It really was crazy, and it fit perfect.
Waking up at 6 a.m. for that scene with the sun coming up, that was crazy. Getting up at 5:50 in the morning and racing over to the desert and setting up the kit real quick, and then playing and not trying to bother anybody that lives in that area, which is like 2 houses. It was wild. And then also coming back later that night to get the sundown scene, that was crazy too.
And like our whole experience getting there ironically played into the song and like what the song was all about. It was like we were living this whole 3-minute song out on this adventure, and that was cool. I don't think people get to have that reflection when they're in the creative process. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we took the influence in, we started to make something, and then we went to go and live it and see, does that resonate? You bet your ass it does.
Overall, you know, it's just such an upbeat, happy vibe, and then the whole trip to California to cut this video that we just had so much fun doing. It was everything about it. You listen to the song, you can feel the energy of something changing, and that's really what the song means for Wicked. And it might be one of my favorite songs ever that we ever recorded and written. So that's my take on Sunburn.
Sunburn, baby. I'm telling you right now, you gotta listen to it, you gotta think, you gotta dig into the details. Living like a sunburn, baby. Peace. Dude, what are you doing in here?
Dude, you don't even know what I've been doing. I've been working like a dog to get all this new merch up. Do you even know what we have going on? The new Sunburn single t-shirt. It's up live. It's on the website right now. I just put it up. Oh, hold on. What about the limited release Lost in the Dark shirts? There's not many of these left. You gotta grab it now. How about this? The New York Tough shirt from the Last American Rock Band? Look at that, Rat Fink. Who doesn't want to wear Rat Fink? Are you kidding me? Last and foremost, there's only a few of these left. Signed posters from the Lost in the Dark release party. Come on, who doesn't want this? Get it now. I still gotta work. I gotta get this stuff up.
What are you doing in here? You know you're not allowed in here. Why don't you go watch the Wicked Rock and Roll Circus show?
Welcome back, everybody! Check it out. We're here behind the scenes on the Sunburn music video and everything that went into it. Get ready, sink your teeth into it. Let's dig in. Check it out. We're here. We're representing the music video outfits. The fits. What's up?
What's
going
going
on,
on?
Fitz?
What's happening?
I wear this all the time in the video because it helped me get through it.
We're throwing stuff at his head.
There's no padding in that, just in case anybody was wondering. So if you give him a quick slap,
He's got enough padding in inside of his skull.
Yeah, my brain.
All the fluid, because his brain's
This helped me
smaller,
throughout the
so
music
there's more
video.
fluid.
it was kind of funny. Like this whole song was about the rock and roll excess, right?
Yes,
Sunburn,
it was.
right? Like, you know it hurts, but you keep going back for more, baby. We were like, how do we personify that? And I think it was, with the mix of the desert and like the vibes of the song.
It's really cool too because we shed the white, we shed the black, we went into a different like territory of what we're looking to do. It is like more of like that like grassroots, like just denim outfits. And
They call that Canadian tuxedo,
Yeah,
Yeah, doing denim outfits now.
But yeah, I mean, like, think about it. It's like Lenny Kravitz, It's like being stuck
Very
in the
much
desert.
so, yeah.
110 degrees, like, Fahrenheit, and being stranded.
and everybody had to have a hat. So like Scotty,
Why though? What was
there's been legendary, iconic people with a top hat. I'm talking Mark Bolan, T-Rex. I'm talking
Great one.
name a magician. I don't know.
Chris Angel.
Chris Angel.
Slash. You name it. How about Stephen Jenkins? Third Eye Blind. Whoa. But the whole premise of these like goofball outfits really came from Jamiroquai's
Yeah, yes,
music
it did.
video of
7 Days in Sunny June.
All right. The video, if you haven't seen it, you got to go check it out. We love Jamiroquai. We love that disco like vibe they give. That's just been revamped. But in this video, it's got like this like acoustic rock aspect, and it's a party. It's like this like affluent party.
It's like this rich guy just throwing a party and doing like these crazy things
with like hovercrafts and like all these crazy outfits, and they're jumping in pools and there's helicopters. So we're like, you know what? What a way to talk about like excess, right? Like it's just ridiculousness. And so that's exactly what we tapped into, is like our love for that video and that band. And a lot of the hats and the outfits came from that. I love the scene where in that Jamiroquai video a helicopter drops a ketchup bottle.
We took it a step further.
I was like,
where is it?
I gotta slap a little of that on what I'm eating. And so we
even
had
smaller.
This mini ketchup dropped with a helicopter in the middle of the desert.
Honestly, my favorite part was probably like the whole go-kart situation.
Oh,
that
yeah,
dude, that thing was
great.
so
Well,
fun.
and that's what I'm saying, is how can you beat it? You're in the middle of the desert and you've got a bowling alley lane and go-karts.
Yeah,
and a lagoon.
You know, a pool table outside. They had everything.
And you know, those were those were all the influences of the music video. But I say, like, it really, if you watch the whole thing, it really personifies the whole trip of us traveling 40 hours to California, and we just land in the desert.
I like how we tacked on 2 more hours.
And we just
Gas station stops,
you round up, baby. But and we get there, and it's just it really was like that. It was almost like a documentary of like when we arrived into the desert, and it was just finally made it here after this long journey, and it was just us
And it's
getting
all
crazy
all
and unwinding.
And
Yeah.
remember like all the preparation we did for it? Like we're gonna go and do this crazy adventure and like go about this execution, but like we went out and like I was like, I gotta have like a new pair of Jeffrey West boots because Chad's a collector, and I was like, he found these badass like snakeskin ones here with the blue and they matched the denim. I was like, yes, let's freaking do that. And like, so I tore those up in the desert in one day.
did.
Like,
Brand
like,
new
who cares?
Jeffrey West.
They
got
cost
all
a couple
torn up.
bucks, no big deal. Like, you know, I've been wearing this raccoon hat since I was just a wee little lad.
Boy Scouts, I remember that.
Yeah, like, I mean, you could go back and see little Danny, like, just running around with the coonskin hat, thinking he was Daniel Boone. So it's always really been a part of me, and like, you know, we blended some of our like
It's a little bit of our youth, you know. It's like it's
with
that young
some
and,
of like where we
reckless type of situation.
yeah,
you know?
with where we are at now, like, you know, neckties and like denim outfits, but it was just really cool, like, and we had a blast. Like, I mean, we were probably like we were ripped a good amount, man. Like it was
and we,
100-degree weather, like.
I don't even remember half of it.
All the drinking that happened in that video was real. There was no
No
ice.
props.
There was no iced tea in those whiskey bottles.
Iced tea.
Beer bottles were harmed during this video.
Yes, a lot of
yes,
them.
they were.
In cans.
And then when everything was over, we were spending the nights like going to the jacuzzi all the way out into like the front yard.
No one gets to appreciate what we were enjoying like afterwards. That
You don't see
hype.
a skyline like that unless you
Well,
go.
because there's no
far.
lights,
Yeah.
there's no city, so like
Right.
you see
You're
every
hyped
star.
up. You're hyped up on the video shoot, and then like you're out there in the jacuzzi at night, throwing one back, like checking out shooting stars and just chilling. Like, you know, you got lizards running around. You got all kinds of
For
crazy shit.
whatever reason, something to be noted is when we were sitting in the jacuzzi and all the stars were flying by, Danny took on this Australian accent the whole night. For some
The
reason,
whole night, I think like 3 days
It would just
straight.
it would take over once a night. He would all of a sudden he'd become Australian, and I've never heard him do an accent well in his
good.
life, and all of a sudden he's Australian. I don't know if some kind of spirit took over his body, but it happened every night we were there at that Jacuzzi Moon. It was crazy.
You don't know I was from Oz? Way down under?
Yeah,
You
apparently.
can't do it now. You can't tap into it right now.
That's what's scary. You can't do it again. It just happened while we were there. So.
Anyway, so that's what went into the Sunburn music video. We had a lot of fun traveling from New York all the way to California, and it was just a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed the music video. It's coming up very soon. Stay tuned. We got a performance, and we got the live premiere of the new music video, Sunburn. Go stream it!
Cuando se quiere de veras. Es imposible, mi cielo, tan separados vivir. Cuando se quiere de veras, como te quiero a ti, es imposible, mi cielo, tan separados vivir, tan separados vivir.
Reckless and just don't give a fuck. Careless with who I love. He lives this heathen still breathing. He lives this heathen still feeling. I'm living like a sunburn. I'll never learn better when it is. Living like a sunburn. Living like a abandoned and stranded from your love. Capsized submission just because he lives this heathen still breathing. He lives this heathen still feeling. I'm living like a sunburn. I'll never learn better when it hurts. Living like a sunburn. Living like a I'm living like a sunburn. Living like a Stockholm syndrome keeps me up. Teenage lust, just wanna fuck. He lives this heathen still breathing. He lives this heathen still feeling. I'm living like I'm living like a sunburn. I'll never learn better when it hurts. Living like a sunburn. Living like a I'm living like a like a sunburn.
Are we done here yet? I just want to go watch the music video.
Let's get out of here.